present. Let's see if I can make up some text. You can go over here. Good evening. It's very rainy outside. And I figured, considering it's bad weather, and I just feel like it, a different VTuber for a change. Because, you know, I can. I do have probably a mail I might need to look into, so could take a moment, but usually it takes about 10 minutes before all the emails have already been received, so. Okay, good evening. Yeah, 22 messages, about half of it. Oh, that might be impressive. Oh, disappointment or not. No, no, no. Well, my books are not allowed in the National Library. That's a big disappointment. Too little. They expect too little people want to borrow it. So I sent 2 copies. They read it and they said, nah, we don't like it. That's a very big disappointment. I am not feeling great about that. So this is just another proof my work is not appreciated. So yeah, in case it isn't clear, this is a very hard blow for me. You're getting it live. Of course this doesn't start up right. So feel free to tell me happy news because I'm very upset at the moment. I think I'm even gonna go mute for a moment. Just need to compose myself. So if you don't hear anything, that's correct. I'm muting at the moment. Okay, thank you all for waiting patiently. When I upload this video on YouTube, I will cut out the 20 minutes of ranting and raving in silence. The huge disappointment. So remember, if you ordered my book, be careful with it, because it's probably going to be worth a lot of money as soon as I'm dead, because then then artists get renowned. So thus far, the only way to get my book is through me and certain web shops that have an affiliation with the Centraal Boekhuis. So I'll remain the tormented artist forever. And I'll do everything by myself on my own with the little help of my friends. Insert song. Let's see, thumb, which side? Inside. Yep. Also, to the new watcher, thank you. I'm very glad you're here. Too bad it's in a depressing moment. You probably heard it from the back, but due to privacy reasons, I won't mention names or things that can help people locate other people. But yeah, to be short, my book will not be allowed in the national libraries, and the reason is they don't think there will be enough interest for it. That's the entire reason. Nothing more than that. So the reason that all the kids are reading in English nowadays, reading scanlations, or as I heard about a few minutes ago, isekai, and isekai means being transported to another world. It's very popular right now. That means that a Dutch isekai is probably nothing that the Dutch kids will want to read. Also, in case it wasn't clear, that was sarcasm. So the moment I do get popular, preferably before I'm dead, you can all say I was there to help her overcome the depression of a struggling artist. And I know my story isn't for everyone. It's impossible to think everyone will like your story. But thus far, I think I received mostly compliments about my story. And perhaps... Okay, I had one, I don't like fantasy, so that's why I don't like your story. Okay, valid reason. And then the other one is I don't like your writing style. I do like your story, I just don't like your writing style. Okay, also a very valid reason. But then at least I tried. So yeah, I'm very glad for your support, even if I don't always show it. At least you guys are still with me. For thick and thin, for better and worse, all that jazz. Thumbs. Yeah, book 7 will still be translated. This can go a bit lower. Okay, that's a bit too small, but I can enlarge that. It's just not feeling great if you get a rejection letter. And I actually wonder if they read the book, because that means they would have to have a professional reader, which they probably have. And they finished the book within 2 weeks. That's only possible if you don't do anything else but read books every day and don't do anything else. So, been there, done that, got the letter. Did you get it framed as well? To throw arrow darts at it? It just feels, it doesn't even feel like I applied for a job and didn't get the job. I just threw my whole world at them. So hence why I said, feel free to show me, tell me anything nice, happy, and whatever. This is a backwards. I don't really like drawing backwards things. How am I gonna do this? I do hope this guy managed to close everything off. It's a tent, so it's actually framed like this pretty much. And was a fence over here. Also a fun-ish story about this comic. It's about street art. And last Saturday I was at the place where they would do the street art. And they had sent a cleaner to clean up the area for the painters, which was very nice. Don't get me wrong. And when the cleaner drove away, he forgot part of his equipment. So I was like, uh-oh, he's forgetting part of his equipment. But of course, I'm short, stubby, can't run fast, and he was in a car. So my love ran after him and stopped the car so I could hobble after it and give him back his equipment. I was like, I think you're gonna need this one. It was part of his pressure hose, so So at least I managed to return something. So that was my good deed of the day. Okay, he's getting a little square where he's going to work, so it's a bit smaller than it was in real life. I saw someone with amazing graffiti. Wait, this is not how perspective works. Bit shorter like this, that's better. And maybe slightly up top. Anyway, I still have to read email, but I will do that when everything gets uploaded. It's gonna take a bit longer because I first have to edit the video and cut away 20 minutes of mute. But I sincerely doubt that anyone is gonna miss that. Yeah, I don't have much funny news either. Hmm. Well, I do hope the weather will be better the coming days because all this depressive weather isn't really helping. I mean, I had a client today who kept on saying we disconnected on him on purpose, and it was our system that was failing. Meanwhile, I had to call him back 5 times because the connection dropped out on his end. I had many calls that day and only his dropped. Hmm. This now looks a bit depressing. There's no joke in here. No, wait. I'm just gonna... he's doing things on his own again. I'm working on emotion, but it's the wrong kind of emotion. First save. Then cut. New layer. Hide. because I don't want to remove my sketch. Yeah, we're gonna add text, I guess, because this isn't funny anymore. The whole day isn't funny, but okay. Well, at least you're all waiting for orders and cosplays. I did get an order today, but unfortunately I missed the mailman. So I have to pick it up at the post office tomorrow, which isn't that far. I can technically do it during my lunch break and then still have time left to lunch. It depends on how busy it will be on the post office. Where am I? Where am I? I'm just gonna send it to people for now. First, copy. And then where's my snipping tool? There it is. I should send back to the library that I do not accept their standardized email, because it's a very standard rejection. Like, no, we don't want this, so we send this one. And unfortunately, I cannot accept your rejection, and I get too many rejection letters, so I expect this book to be listed. You probably know the meme. So this is also the reason why people go self-publishing more. Because the regular channels are just so old, so frozen in their old tracks, and they are no longer open to something new. Anyway, I won't be able to reach my 3D printer and my craft space for about a week, as I mentioned, because I'm awaiting new furniture. So I don't know if I'll be able to stream Thursday evening or Sunday, which are my most likely chance for streaming. I don't like this face. Wow, there's 6 people. watching. That's a new record, I think. An article where that people are ditching television, the old media, for newer alternatives. Yeah, that's why people like streaming more. But you also see that people are rejecting streaming services more, in the way that you have to have a subscription on this streaming media, that streaming media, and at the end it's more expensive than just normal television. And if you want to see season 1, you need to watch it on this subscription service, and if you want to see season 2 on that subscription service. So people are also getting tired of the you actually don't own anything. With games, for example, um, or software. There's software, for example, Photoshop. You have to pay a monthly, yearly fee just to use it, and they can decide to quit without notice, and then you lost both the software and your money. So people want more, instead of licensing it. People don't really like license anymore. They want to own things. That's also a reason why I don't really like ebooks, because if your system crashes and you lose your password, you can't reach your books anymore, the things you paid. Maybe I should start a publisher for rejected authors who have good work. I mean, you apparently have a friend who write books and experiences the same. I know 2 comic book artists. One, her style is not really my thing, but she is a good comic artist. Actually, 3. One is a beginning comic artist who's very promising, but could use some help on the writing part. But she's growing. Really, she's growing into her story, and it's becoming better with every episode. But by all means, don't guide those people. And then there's one who writes more horror themed, and it doesn't shy away from difficult subjects. Also, they don't want her because nobody likes manga. So, anyone who likes manga, please raise your hand. Huh, that's quite a lot of people. And again, I'm not saying my story is perfect. Seriously, my story has a lot of flaws, especially the first book, by the way. Yeah, I prefer physical media as well. I mean, I have a huge bookcase. And it's great for isolation, by the way. There's a new Mermaid Melody comic, a sequel. And you can only buy it as an ebook. And I don't want it. I want to read the story, but I seriously don't want an ebook version. I know some people don't mind, but I want to hold it. I want to put it next to me. I want to use it as a reference. I want to take it along on vacation. And then people may call me old school. Yeah, this country has quite some manga conventions. You have the Dutch Comic Con. And people still say comics are for kids. Manga is filled with violence. And actually, if I read my clients, and then I mean my day job clients, not the ones who watch me on stream or buy my art, the two people in this world. I read an email today and I had to read it out loud to understand what they were trying to say. And it wasn't even a dialect. It was, and it was not even phonetic, because if you talk like this phonetically, you don't even speak Dutch. I think it's like someone from third grade tried to write an official email, and there are a lot of people who then hide, yeah, I'm dyslexic. Well, I know dyslexic people, and I know some of my readers also know dyslexic people, but dyslexic people try and don't hide behind their dyslexia. Plus, dyslexic people are still understandable. I don't have to read those stories out loud. Yes, exactly what I'm saying. And I can't say it out loud because of privacy reasons. I understand dyslexic people. And they sometimes make little mistakes. But they're very well understood. And yes, even if they use spell check, but you're putting effort in it. You want people to understand you. And then that message, I once talked to someone about it who wrote that bad, and their argument was, yeah, well, you're understanding me, so why do you bother? And I was like, don't you understand that if you send this to an official company, for example, for solicitation, an interview, for a job interview, you will get immediately rejected. And I know quite some people who are dyslexic, not just the one you think about, perhaps. I think I know at least 4 people who are dyslexic by now, and all 4 put effort in their work. All 4. And I also know someone who has trouble with texts, and I'm not saying analphabetic, but discouragement and lack of practice. Even they put effort in their work. The annual St. Nicholas poems, they do their best, despite not liking text, not like reading. Ebook versions next to a physical one without DRM. Yes, I'm okay with that as well. The same with downloadable movies. I'm okay with a downloadable movie if I have the DVD. I don't want to have to be online to watch something. I don't want to have a subscription. That was frame 1, by the way. I'm already an hour in. But yeah, we artists nowadays, independent artists. Oh, that's way too small. Life is tough. And even if you manage to get a break that people like it, you have to hold that attention. Because the moment you lapse for whatever reason, in the case of one artist getting ill, extremely ill, death's door ill, yeah, you be forgotten. And that's actually a problem with today's generation, whatever you want to call it, because everyone seems to have the attention span of an apple. As soon as it has fallen, on towards to the next one. And the result is actually things you see with Netflix, for example, canceling series because not enough attention apparently. So seasons won't get finished, end with a cliffhanger. And that's actually the on-demand which people demanded. I want to see whatever I can, whenever I can. Sure, but this is the price you pay. You don't own anything. Everything is technically rented or licensed. Especially with games. All the games are internet based, digital. This is a finger that doesn't make any sense. There are so many games you have to be constantly online. But if the servers die, or if they don't want to upkeep the servers, your game is gone. You paid €50 for a game, and, well, it's suddenly gone. You don't own it. All your progress is gone, you can't play it offline. Always online. And I know that's a deal with the MMORPGs, you know, the massive multimedia player online RPG something something. If the servers die, if the company goes bankrupt, all your money you put into it, gone. Hence why the visual novel I want to make, I want it to be available for free. Yeah, with an MMORPG it's understandable because you have to meet people, but I still think there should be offline features. But single player games, why should it be online? For I believe not a SimCity version. You had to be online always. For SimCity, nobody wants to be online all the time. Software, you can use software only if you're online all the time. And I believe that's the same with Clip Studio Paint, which I'm using. You have to log in every 2-3 weeks, I believe. Luckily, I log in that often, so. But even that software you technically don't own. Always online. And I'm saying that as a person who is technically almost always online. And even streaming. But if you want to download my YouTube videos and watch them in your own time, your own space, whatever, I'm okay with that. I have no idea who would want to do that. But feel free to download my videos and watch them later on. The only requirement, the only thing I want to say is, in case my computer crashes, can I have the backup, please? I only say don't make any money off my work. But if it's for personal use, then I'm okay with it. And also those game shows. If you've seen one, you've seen them all. actually want to know who reviewed my book, so I can ban them for buying any others. If you didn't like book 1, you're sure not gonna like the other 6. How's this hand gonna look? That's gonna be like this. 1, 2, 3. Okay, the hand is a bit too small. I'm probably sounding very old and old-fashioned. I mean, I have a TV. It's about less than 2 meters away from me, and I sometimes use it as a fourth screen. I'm using it as a computer screen, because otherwise it won't get any use at all. This eye is bothering me. But yeah, I'm getting way too much misfortune at the moment. I think I'm starting a bingo card, so I can check out what other misfortune I'm getting. And I need a thumb and well, at least editing of my book goes nicely, so that maybe I can start writing my other novels. I mean, I still have Moon Children, which I'm starting to get the story. I know that sounds weird, I'm the author, but I let the story write themselves, and sometimes my vision isn't clear. Oh, this does make sense. There we go. And sometimes I don't really know what the plot even is. That's my writing style. I don't really look beforehand what's going to happen. That way I have the liberty to keep the script open, to let things change and develop differently. It also means you have to keep a really clear mind, so you won't get retcons. And retcons are that you just suddenly things are differently. For example, you have a hero, um, and he was always a single child, and at the end it turned out he had a twin brother and he was evil, but the family just forgot about it. And I do know I have my share of retcons, but I always try to make it match, so I always keep the previous story in mind. Retcons do happen. Sometimes it's better for the story. And my biggest retcons were about Kai and Rain, so their whole relationship changed. And if you have original outfits, then it's easier to just do things differently. If you want to do a true to character cosplay, so without artistic interpretation, that is a bit trickier to keep an open mind and an open, well, story, pretty much. Also, I forgot to take something to drink along, so I'm just gonna suck on some candy for now. Already drank quite a lot today, so sorry about that. I was a bit too late by taking a little fisherman friend candy. Bootleg version, by the way. I don't really like the fisherman friend original. I like the bootleg version way better. Seem to have forgotten something. That's a bit too short for a middle finger. I know some people have short middle fingers, but not Penny. Penny doesn't have that. Oh, that's a weird hand. That makes no sense actually. If I do it this way and put the thumb on the other side, Now to make the thumb a bit, this is more the inside. And this finger is way too thick. Drawing hands is and will remain tricky. Hence why I prefer hiding them. Actually, I have half a mind to send a message to the library. This is why kids don't go to the library anymore. This is why they stop reading. Because all your books are boring and standard. But that's just my emotion talking. My disappointment. No nose. I don't think I'm going for the nose. Wet hair penny. That was a whole phase on the internet. The wet hair ponies. I just feel sad for all those artists who work their butt off and then hardly anyone comes to look because it's terrible weather. I hope they at least get paid. I'm assuming they get paid anyway. Not sure how this makes sense. Okay, let's get this one. There we go. Smaller pickle. Wait, I'm right-handed, so this should be the pencil. This should be the holding the pad. And I'm not drawing faces on purpose to show the important parts. Crying Penny, drawing artist, and everyone else is not important for this comic. That's a bit too... I did some last minute shopping because the Action had spare bits for the Dremel. So I got a few of those spare bits, so the good ones can remain with my love, and I can get the crappy ones because I don't really have that much heavy duty stuff needed. Thus far I haven't had to use them just yet, so not really any experience with them, but but at least I got some spare bits now. And unfortunately they didn't have one thing. It's just with my Action they usually don't have everything I need or everything I want, because I don't need anything. I have everything I need in my life, except some recognition from the big ones, but I technically have everything I need in my life. There's just so much more I want. Yeah, those bits were announced last week with us as well, but they didn't have them last week. Hence why I went just after work today. And sure, I could go to a different Action store. That is a possibility. But I don't need them that badly. Sure, there's one color set of ink pads I still need, or want. Want is the right word. And they didn't have them today. But in the end, I either get it or I don't. And I recently finally got the sea turtle diamond painting. I waited about half a year on that one. So that might happen with the ink as well. They have plenty of other ink pads, just not the one I needed or wanted. How the heck can I reach that? Oh, that's a bit too orangey. Slightly too orangey. Nah, you don't have to look for me for those ink pads. Because by the time we see each other, I probably already have them myself. It's very kind for you to offer, by the way. I do appreciate it. I'm just an impatient person, and then I see them, and then I want to buy them, and you would have to have bought them as well, and that's just a waste. Lots of hand coloring. No! There we go. Sure. I like helping others. I just have trouble accepting help from others. But like I said, I'm very impatient. Uh, Perhaps next week they have those ink pads, and then you would have bought them, and then I'm gonna buy them anyway because I'm an idiot like that. And everything else will be hand painted. Oh, forgot to do the face. Well, that's something I can easily fix. But I perhaps one day when everything gets calmed down in my life and all, I might do a diamond painting on screen. I have a few small ones. That might be better. But to be honest, it's a live stream where people watch me diamond paint. Sure, there are probably people who are into that. Oh, I forgot the part of the face here, but I'll fix that later. I can do that later. Then it's just me being present so others can be with me, being together online. I believe they had a whole 2-year pandemic about that. No, I missed the neck. I will do that later on. First, I'm working with blue. I think I might have a mermaid one as well. I had a few that had transparent gems for a mermaid, and I just wanted to use the gems, so I bought the set and took out the diamonds, so I can and maybe use the mermaid for actual diamond painting or something like that. Try to match it with the gems I do have, because the transparent ones look very nice as bubbles. And I'm sorry, I read the dabba-dee dabba-die way too late. Sorry. Let's do this very dirty yellow. And this was some dark blue. Yep, I indeed have that set. I have 2 of them. Really liked it. Just I like the transparent bubbles even more. And I haven't made them yet. But I have so many leftover rhinestones and all that things, I can probably make something else with it. Where's the opening? It's opening over here. How to add a banner to your YouTube channel. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. This is technically an arm. So we'll fix that first. There's a bit of a neck over there. Oh, if there are no guides, that just means more freedom. I'm just gonna do a purple brush for the heck of it, because everything else is already blue. So I'm making it. Everything else will be there later on. New layer. There's still a spot. That's great, you found your own way in it. I'm starting to feel my back already, which isn't good considering I haven't finished the comic just yet. Crap, the thumb is on the wrong side. Let's see, how can I fix this? First of all, let's remove this. Probably this is going to help a lot already. Already figured there was something wrong with that hand. Ha! Fixed it! Hand looks a lot better immediately. Sometimes you just see something and that bothers you, and just give it a bit of time and then you'll find out eventually. You don't need people to have it pointed out immediately. And otherwise Penny's just magical, so I do hope that with my 3D print projects that I want to make for sale, at least some people are interested in that. I am going to make a few free freebies. And people usually like freebies, but I do hope they will also support me with a bit of payment. Doesn't have to be a lot. I mean, I don't have to become super rich. Becoming super rich doesn't make happy anyway. Already found out that money isn't everything. Even a good health isn't everything. That's what they always say. At least you have your good health. Well, that isn't everything either. So what does matter, that's for everyone different. For some it's family, for some it's the friends we found along the way. Some people have dreams. What matters is for everyone personal. I'm gonna make it a bit smaller. Is there anyone actually interested in getting a sneak preview of what I'm working on for my 3D prints? And then I'll show that right before I finish the stream. Nah, that's way too harsh. Let's put it back on for the burn. And for some people, by the way, money is everything. That's usually for people who don't have a lot of money. I mean, some people say money doesn't make happy, but for some people, a little bit of money can go a long way. So they don't have to worry anymore if they can actually afford to eat the next day. If they can feed their children. I mean, last week I forgot to take lunch along to my work. And of course I could buy lunch, but considering with my allergy, I just didn't dare to do that. And I was like super hungry. I couldn't eat until I got home. Luckily I could go home during lunch. So I hadn't eaten for over 5 hours and I was like, I'm super hungry, I'm super weak, I don't feel great. And I was like, can you imagine being a child, not being able to have breakfast, and then you have to go to school and you have to try and focus? Just something simple as having breakfast is for some people so, well, such a challenge. It just made me realize how lucky most of us are and how little people realize that. Most people can have breakfast. Some people can't. Money helps, but at a point, if you get too much money, you don't know what to do with it anymore. What's the value of money any then? Sky. I'm gonna do the sky. Well, not really sky, just layering on the back. Just these three. The other ones, the other one is going to have a different one. Yeah, this is good enough for now. So I can see what I missed. And I know this is a bit of a nasty color, but that's okay, you know, it gets a different color. Okay, for this is a happy color because we're happy, remember? We're feeling very happy and cheerful. So we're going for yellow, which is technically a color for energy. And now I need, let's see if I can still get this right. Uh, it seems I have a computone for this. That makes it a lot easier. Didn't even know that. How long do I have this program? As long as I have Penny, so I have this program for over 15 years. And only now I find out I have a rain filter. Okay. Yeah. There was a lot of rain that Saturday. A lot of rain Sunday. They say better weather is on their way. Well, we're talking about the Netherlands. We should rename it to Rainlands. Stop met het hele gezin. As we say in Dutch. And I finally have an idea what to do for the Christmas card. It's gonna be a weird one. You still have to draw it. It's not gonna be the traditional Christmas card with baubles and Christmas trees. I'm just gonna resize this speech balloon. I first need to put this out. Okay, text has technically already been checked, but you never know. Okay, triple text check. I'll start up the other part, giving the last one time to check as well. And that was the last one. Thank you. First we're gonna see if I can save it for web immediately. Really, it's just a toss of a coin. Ah, spoke too soon. Now the banner. Banner. Oh wait, one back. Oh, that is gonna bother me. That is really gonna bother me. Is this looking better for me? Yep, this is looking better. Ooh. Well, you know me, I'm also always impatiently patient. So I have complete faith in you. Whatever you want to do. Ooh, discounts. I like discounts. I like bargains. I like discounts. Okay. So this one's done. Now the text. Where are you? There. How about this? Might be a bit bitter. Meanwhile, you guys text check. I'll just read an email. And start the email. Okay. 4 times okay. Well, then I'll quickly send it because that's just a different screen. Text. How about adding no, not this one, not this one, and I don't want this one. No. This. Wait. I am on the right screen. Okay. Okay, that's Gonzo. Right. I still need this program to show off what I want for my 3D works. I will show what will be freebies. And I will show what not freebies will be. Also, my phone is driving me crazy, so I'm putting it on mute for a moment. Just don't like the buzzing noise. Right. So of course, I'll show the first one. This is the first one I made. It's just going to be the outline. This is going to be a freebie because it's shampoo. You know, I don't sell fan art, but this pendant is going to be a freebie, and you can make it as big as you want. I made it like 5 centimeters big or something like that. I will add a complete file with recommendations and facts on what can you do, what can't you do. You know, don't sell it. That's my thing. Yes, there will be a lot of shampoo things because that's just my go-to test character. But you can make this into a Christmas pendant, a keychain, whatever. This was just a quick test, and it is 3D printable. I will probably show it on my stream eventually. Of course, this one's going to be a freebie. I checked it today, still isn't completely dry, and I still have to add some varnish to some points, but it's working very nicely. It's probably already if I had used resin, it would have been done a lot quicker. But I wanted to make a cheap budget one. So this one, it will be a freebie. Takes a long while to print. I believe it took me 9 hours. And I recommend no thinner than 3 millimeters. So this will be a freebie as well. And another freebie. I still want to change this. I'm not sure if I want to change. I don't think I'm going to change it. This will be a freebie as well. So, you know, fan art will be freebies, but of course I will have my own. But at least I have already 3 freebies. And freebies will probably be a bit boring by design. What else? What else? What else? Then I'm working on this one. I already redid the numbers. This was the original, by the way. Thicker numbers. I still have to make a test print with the thinner numbers to check out if it's worked. This is going to be a paid one for people who want to make a dice magnet, or perhaps as a stand under a character. So this will be available for a small fee. And if you want to make a keychain out of it, you're probably going to be crafty enough to do so. So I won't make one with a little round circle above it to make it out of its keychain. So for people who want to make D20, and of course these two will be for sale eventually. Also small fee. These are meant as standees, but again, you can turn it into a magnet, you can turn it into a keychain. And I was like, yeah, you have to stand it or something. So I'm calling them coins, but they're technically not coins, of course. I made bases for them. And most bases will be available for a small fee. The darkest one is the lowest depth, lightest is the highest, and mid-tone is medium. So that's why I have a few versions of some things, and it might come later. I'm using this top middle one for rain, the one with red. And you can turn this into badges, into pins, into magnets, keychains, again, if you're crafty enough. I already made 2 for air. I'm using old designs from my trading card game, mostly, not everything. Sometimes I still have to test them out if they're gonna work, so that will come. Printing a base for these standees of mine takes about 2 hours, give or take. So that's something that's easily doable. But I haven't converted them yet, I haven't tested them yet, and my 3D printer is blocked at the moment. Darkness. Already have a few variants. Some variants are just very similar. And for my own characters, I want to make each a unique base. And so if I give a character a second outfit or something like that, that too will probably get a different base. For fan characters, I probably will do just basic bases. All these bases will be available for a small fee in a set. So, for example, I'm just throwing numbers here. These six bases could be available for €1 or €2. And then you can print them as often as you like. And if you have fan characters, then and you want a more elaborate base, you can mix and match them. I do want to make Pokemon, and Pokemon will be freebies. And of course, freebies. I also want to make the Pokeballs, but that's low priority. I will have a fact included what you can and cannot do. You can only print them for yourself, so for private use or as a gift. I'm okay with gifting them, but don't make money out of it in any way, not even for a charity, because you also have not positive charities. And since I can't check every charity, unfortunately, as long as if there's money involved, no. However, there are a few exceptions. The first exception is me. I can do whatever I want. It's my work. And the other exception is if you print this for someone else, you may ask them to reimburse for your electricity, for your printer, for your filaments. I'm okay with getting a small amount just to cover the costs. Just don't say like the costs are €10 and I want €20 because I spent a lot of time with it. I made the base, so don't have any for that one, not for that one. This is an absolute preview. These are gonna look very weird to some. These will be freebies. I still have to test print them. And there will also be a blank base. So because I have to see if the lines work out. So you can either use them just as basic base. But I have 3 banners, 4 banners, 5 banners and 7 banners. And especially if you also have a blank one. You can make most of the pride flags. So this will be a release for June next year as a freebie pack. So you can have badges, standees, stands, whatever for to show pride. So you can make a pride flag, you can make a trans flag, and I will show the basic one so you can paint whatever you want on it. So I figured this is a way to show my support, and like I said, it will be a freebie. So I won't make any money of it. Of course, donations are allowed. I'm okay with the donations. I won't stop you there, but it's not something I want to offer for money myself. Yeah, I know you print it for everyone if they pay the electricity. Yes, it's not controlled. It won't be controlled. I can't check this, whatever people do. So it's also mentioned in the fact this is an honor-based system. I trust people with it, and if I don't trust with it, then it's simple. That design goes offline. Then I won't do it anymore. Then there won't be any freebies anymore. I have one for light. Still need to make a sun, but I already have a sort of star. But it is something that it's, if you offer something for download, it won't be controlled. That's just something that that's something I have to accept. I initially only had one with a heart, and then I was like, I like moons and I like stars behind them. For magic, I only have one just yet, and this is the one for sushi. It worked out rather nice, this one. I really like that one. Even that little heart in the lid is technically visible. So you can, this is one people can buy. It will probably be part of a set, or I will probably include it with the sushi, this sushi one. So if you get this one, you get this one as well. And like I said, you could make a large pin out of it for your Ita bag. You pay for the license to print it, not to make money out of it. Then of course I have two plain ones that will be for free as well, and will be probably included with most of the fan characters, the freebies, because it already takes a lot of time to create them, and if I make special bases just for them, then it just I might, I mean, if I ever do a Sailor Moon one, it would be a moon base. Well, I already have one, but for example Sailor Mars, it would be nice if I have a Sailor Mars base. But these are the ones that will be for free as well, just plain ones. Almost done. Oh wait, that was it. And I still have a few that I need to convert. I can show them. I have a lot of ideas what I can offer for stand designs, but that will help me with the original characters as well. I mean, I still have this ice one. I have to. Oh, you could turn them into coasters as well. Hadn't thought of that yet. So yeah, coasters. Sure. I told you, people who are creative enough, they will think of great ideas. Yes, schmetterling. I like that word. Vlinder, butterfly. This one will be included. This one needs some work. A genie bottle. This is way too detailed to be printed. I made this for my trading card game that never started. So I will probably do a silhouette or something like that. I have no idea who to use it for because I don't have any genie characters, but I'm just gonna make it. This is intended for fire. Might make a new fire one. This one was meant as plain energy, but it's probably going to be an earth one. This was meant for battle characters, but it's probably going to be used for air. I originally had this one for spirit characters, so this might be used for spirit again. It's a nice one. Not really centered, I see, so that might change. Shampoo's bell, so you know which standee I am going to create. And this one will be included for that. I had designed this for Psychic, but I'm thinking this will be too detailed, so I may need to change it. I'll work it out. I know which pen thickness I need to do. I had this one for the no magics, so that's probably going to be an earth one. And a music note needs to be changed a little bit. I will make a few music ones because I probably want to make a Miku Hatsune one. And sometimes I'll make something that matches. I will probably do My Little Pony, the Equestria Girls probably. Maybe the ponies as well, we'll see. So then the base will get that cutie mark. I am thinking about how often I should release designs. I want to make a few music ones, so if you want to have one for your music box, just wait for the final designs. I'll let you know when the final designs is there. I mean, I thought about if I release a design every week, then that would be 52 designs or 53 designs in a year. That's quite a lot. So I don't really know if I can do that. Of course, and how often do you release a freebie? Every other week, once a month? I mean, the goal is that I make a little bit of money of it. Doesn't have to be much, just a little bit is fine enough. And I don't want to offer these coins as single files, just in a set. It's just something so small. If I would, how much would you ask for such a design? €1 a piece for such a simple design? I'd rather do 6 in a batch or something like that. So that's something I want to do. I got a list of alchemical alchemy symbols, hiragana, katakana, Chinese zodiac horoscope, of course the Western horoscope, and the Seiken language. I want to include the Seiken language as well, just letters. And a freebie a month. That would mean 12 freebies. I still have some time to work on it, so that's Kat Akana. Yeah, that's nice as well. And I mean the pride flags are freebie as well, so that's June covered. So maybe I'm looking into every 2 weeks a design, one freebie and then one payment. So you have one freebie a month and one paid a month. So that's what I'm leaning to. And the stand is for the Forever Young characters. I have a few art drawings I can use. Since I want to focus on Chibi first, I have to redo a few. But other than that, that's where I'm at the moment. So that's my design for the 3D print files. And maybe 1 month is more interesting than the other one. You never know. So, this is it. I'm going to edit the video clip, with 20 minutes of silence cut out of it. And then have it save and then upload it. So that's going to take a while. So, I'll be seeing you. Hopefully with a cross stream and otherwise next week. So, bye bye.